Josh, we're a few weeks out now before your fight. How are you feeling?
Feeling very good, Steve. Not just physically, but mentally. I mean, I'm always fit. I'm always in shape. No, I'm always in gym. Got to keep on building. Got to keep on learning. Got to keep on improving. Upstairs can go a bit haywire. You know, it gets a bit repetitive. But I'm in a very good place for this one. I think at this stage of camp, in the last fight before Frampton, I was moving house, I had a movie coming out, I was a fucking film star, I had all sorts going on. But this one has just been mainly focused on training and fighting hand, and feeling very good, mate.
And how's your right hand? Because there was a problem, although your pal Barry thinks there wasn't a problem. How is it?
Well, you've just seen yourself then, just off the camera. It's still got a bit of a lump in it, and I think that's going to be something permanent. Permanent damage, in the last fight. But I'm back to punching on 100% on it. A little bit frustrating because I'd like to get back into the gym straight away and work on things that I thought I could have done better in previous fights. And I was restricted to punching for so long. I was restricted to other things. I was restricted to doing my strength conditioning and stuff like that. But I rested it as long as I could. Then I started working, just breaking it back in, and yeah, it's back to business now, and I'm feeling strong.
You looking forward to sorting Barry out?
Yeah, you could put it like that. He's talked a lot in the media, on social media and whatnot, but he doesn't say much when we go head to head. He's pretty quiet on that front. And then he said his talking's going to be done in the ring, but the way that he's gone about the whole campaign is just a bit cringy. For me, it's just another opponent. He's in front of my other goal, what I've set now, which is to unify the division. I've got to beat him to move forward. So training like it's a massive fight as always. Training like he's a big scary monster, even though he's not. And he's in for a hard night.
What do you think of comments from him and his trainer Dominic Ingle, where they've suggested he's got nothing in life apart from boxing, whereas you'll go home on Sunday morning after the fight and have a cuddle off your wife and kids?
Pretty fucking boring, then, isn't it? You wouldn't want to go out with a pint with him, would you? You don't know what to say. Listen, everyone's different, aren't they? That might be what suits him. Live like a monk. But I think you do need to have a switch off, because you don't know the difference between, coming down away from boxing and then, getting a bit of hunger back, because it's constantly there. Yeah, you might think that you're always hungry, but it's that little bit of time away, living life, that you realise there's a little bit more to give. There's a little bit more hunger in there, and like I say, each their own. My way of going about it has done me all right. I'm a family man. I like to socialise with my pals and just enjoy life, really. When I go home, when I'm in camp, I switch off. Boxing gets left at the door. I go home to my little girls. I'm daddy. Make daft noises, and make put a smile on my wife's face, and that's me. And then when I come, to work, to gym, then it's learning, and I give it 100%. I train like a world champion.
Well, you knew him well from the amateurs, from the couple wins you had when you were juniors. What do you make of him now as a person, as your fight gets nearer?
I don't know. It's a funny old one. I mean, I don't know if he's trying to use a certain persona, or if he's trying to be a certain character to try and get under my skin. I mean, it's not working really. There's a lot of shit gets talked in the build-up. I think I've proved that I'm at a level. He talks about he's going to knock me out and I ain't going to see final bell. Well, I've been it by the very best, clean. I mean, I was going through my computer the other day, and I'm coming through old fight pictures, and all these big hitters, Kiko Martinez, Selby, Frampton, Amigasa, they've all lit me clean. Pictures that I prove it, some right daft faces what I've pulled in past, but I've never been down, I've never been hurt. He talks about it's going to be a boxing lesson. I've come up against all these different styles, and I've come through them. I just don't understand this, the way that he's gone about the whole business. You know, I've known Barry Flagstay from amateur days. I even remember speaking to him at Boxing Writers Awards in 2014 when we were both nominated for Young Fighter of the Year professionally. I just won the European title, and he was right as rain. And then all of a sudden, over the last year and a half or so, it's just, I don't know. It's just this different persons come out disrespecting myself, disrespecting other fighters of the division, you know, such as Frampton, and I don't know. If it's trying to get under my skin, it's certainly not working. It's almost laughable, but it gives you a little bit more between your teeth to, right, we'll have to do a number on this. You know, this lad.
Is he capable of giving you a hard fight though?
He's there in front of me, and anyone who's in the opposite corner, you know, with two arms, you know, pair of gloves on. You know, you can never overlook him. Like I say, I always prepare like it's the biggest fight, because it is my biggest fight. You know, if I were to lose, then I go back to square one. I can't stop that. I've got to keep going forward. I've got to keep pushing forward. I've got to keep progressing. Yeah, he's you know, the next best opponent because he's the next one in front, but I can only tell you that after. You know, it might be a 12-round slog, it might be over in a few rounds. I've got a good feeling how I think the fight's going to go. I think, you know, I'm pretty confident you know, I can stop him, but we'll see what he brings on the night.
I know this is, as you say, this is the only fight that matters. But you must always have one eye on what Santa Cruz is doing, what Oscar Valdez is doing.
Yeah, of course, because that's a goal. Like I say, I've set myself a goal, and you know, that just comes with territory. Like when I used to have the goal of being a world champion. Like Lee Selby was the champion or targeting, but when I was fighting the likes of Dennis Sealand in the final eliminator, I couldn't look past that fight. But subconsciously, you knew that it was there after, and that's the same. You know, I'm at a stage now where I've won the world title, I've defended it against the very best of the division in this country in terms of Carl Frampton. Now I've got to fulfil the mandatory, and you know, you want to fight the other champions, you want to prove that you're the best in the division in the world, and I'm ranked number 2 with the Ring magazine, and Santa Cruz is number 1. I tell you what, I'd love one of them Ring magazine belts. So that's the goal now, and like I say, it's all building blocks, and it's all steps progressing towards that. And beat Barry, you're a step closer to getting unifying division and getting one of them Ring magazine belts.
You against Santa Cruz, I mean, same as Oscar Valdez. Either of those fights are boxing porn, aren't they?
Oh man, it gives me hard on that. I was thinking of stood toe to toe with Valdez, you know, going at it, hammer and tongue, a little bit like how me and Frampton did in first 2-3 rounds of our fight. It's exciting, you know, and as a kid you watch the big fights on TV and see like, fighters going at it, and it'd be airs on back and neck territory, and I think that's like what I can be part of now. I can make them memories, I can make that bit of history, and that's what it's about now, Steve. It's about making the memories, you know, giving the fans good nights, something they can talk about, folklore, you know, folk tales and stuff like that. So you know, this is what you work towards when you turn pro. You know, you have aspirations, and I've gone well beyond my aspirations, and now I'm just enjoying every single bit of it. You know, enjoying all the build-ups, enjoying the big nights, enjoying the fights, and see how far we can go.
How's life changed for you over the last 9 months or the last 15 months? You know, you become a dad, you become a world champion, defended it. What's it been like what's it been like the last 15 months when it's come to the fame game for you with people in West Yorkshire?
I think for a long time I've always been alright in Leeds, because obviously for a long time I've been topping the shows, so I've kind of got used to that over years. I think for the last 4 or 5 years, you know, you've been noticed in local supermarket or just walking up and down, you know, the city of Leeds, but it's when you're going into other cities and you're getting noticed and people are coming over to you, and they're saying that the fight that you were in with like Frampton, or the fight with Selby, what a fight, unbelievable, one of the best I've seen, and that means a lot, because you get a lot of genuine boxing fans out there who've seen many fights, and when they say that, you know, one of the best fights I've watched is you featured yourself, then it's like, it does take you back a little bit. But apart from that, you know, I don't try to get worked up in all this, you know, the fame thing. You know what I mean? It's, I mean, I've got a cleaner now. I've got a cleaner at home. But I still pick dog shit up at home and that, you know what I mean? No exchange there. You know, I still have to go for a pint of milk if we're out. So no exchange there, but that's how we like it, you know what I mean? It's keep a small circle around me and keep focused, keep grounded. And yeah, I'll think I'm a big shot when I retire and start telling local folk, yeah, I used to be a world champion back in the day, you know what I mean?
Just going back to the fight against Kid Galahad, what do you remember of your 2 amateur fights and what happened in them?
Fucking hell, I've slept since then, Steve. I remember, I think first time I boxed him on his own show, pretty messy. They were like, you know, he was even more awkward as an amateur. They were all over the place. I don't even think he knew what he was doing himself. I think he was blagging it. And then second time, we're a little bit older, I think a year or so older. Yeah, we're junior ABAs, and yeah, I think I just pointed him quite easy, to be honest with you. I think we'd worked him out from first time, and yeah, we just made easy work of it. But like I say, after that, I spoke well to him, because you know, you're boxing the same regions. You know, after you'd go from Yorkshire round, you could be Yorkshire versus Midlands, and you go on to fight, you know, the other counties, and in team it shows, and be respectful. So I don't understand where this other persona, this other like characters come from. It just don't need to go about it in that his business in that way, like bad mouthing and talking bollocks. But there you go.
You haven't lost it with him at all, just like, you know, yourself and Carl Frampton had that respect. Do you think you lost it a little bit in the build-up to the Selby fight then?
What do you mean?
Well, because you were doing a lot of the shouting then.
Yeah. So you know what? I look back at that and I've seen people's comments like after the fight. I don't pay so much attention before the fights, but after the fights, I've seen a lot of people saying I behaved in a different manner, and even some Leeds fans said I behaved like a bit of a prat and, you know, disrespectful to Lee as the champion. But I think some people at times can be naive. They just see the immediate picture. They don't see what's gone on for the last few years. Me and Lee had a little bit of a rivalry, and it spilled over, like I say, a few years. And I don't forget about that, you know what I mean? When things been said, and you've been disrespected, and, you know, your family's been disrespected, your friends been disrespected, your fans have been disrespected, then it stays with you, and it sits in the pit of the stomach. So by the time our chance came to let it all out, then I fucking let it out, and I could sleep at night. I didn't give a fuck what people thought. You know, if people thought then I worked in a different manner, then so be it. But I could sleep at night knowing I'd said that. And if he'd have beat me, I wouldn't have regretted anything that I've ever said, because it was there and I wanted to say it. You know, after the fight, what was being done has been done. We had 12 rounds to sort it out, and for me, that's it. We've done it. We're moving forward, and I don't hold no grudges now against Lee. And, you know, I won't say he's my best of pals, but, you know, what's been done has been done. But normally I respect everyone who I share a ring with, because it's an hard sport. You know, you lose brain cells. Some people lose their life in there, and you know, everyone has to sacrifice a lot to get to a certain level, and it takes a lot of massive bollocks to get in there. But if someone's going to turn around and slag me off, then I ain't going to sit there and just take it. You know what I mean? It's like it's not in my nature. I'm just going to like lay there. Yeah, you can say whatever you want, and I ain't going to say it back. You know?
Do you think Kid Galahad might press your buttons to lose it before the fight?
To make me lose it? No, none whatsoever. I think I've gone beyond that now, Steve. You learn through experience, and, you know, if any time I should have got like worked out, it'll have been 5 years ago when I boxed up British title. It's probably the most nervous I've ever been. Fighting at Leeds on a Wednesday night, 5 weeks after the beat Rendell Monroe, I was back boxing Martin Lindsay for British title, and I would absolutely shite myself. I'd been watching videos of Martin Lindsay knocking out Daddy Matthews, and yeah, Martin might have seen better days, but I was fucking shitting myself before then. You know, I was headlining a TV show, I was headlining fucking my home arena, and I'm fighting for my dream with British title, and I managed to come through that. And since then, I've been able to keep a cool head, pretty much. So no, it won't be a wind me up.
One question for you: Leeds against Derby in the playoffs. Are you going to take some time off training to go to Derby and to Ellen Road, and how are they going to get on?
We're going to do it, mate. We're going to do it. We do it the hard way. That's what Leeds do. And people will think that the wheels have fallen off. People will write us off, but we're going to do it. Believe. believe, marching on together.
How are they going to do it? Who are they going to beat in the final then?
Yeah, it'll be us and Villa in final, and then you know the little bit of a stage we had other week. You know, it'll be sorted on playoff day at Wembley. 3-1 Leeds. You heard it here first.
And Leeds to win that, and how's the result going to be when you fight Kid Galahad in your second defence?
Me and the players will just go and piss after. Have some celebrations, and then yeah, that's it.
And how are you going to beat Kid Galahad?
I'll show you that at night, Steve. I'll show you at night. They'll be convincing.
Thanks a lot.